haven't posted a video in a while, but I just got like the inspiration for this video because that's what I've been doing. So here are some tips and some advice about college, like move out day. Um, I'm not experienced in this like topic in any way, but I've been like looking online for like different tips on how to make like moving out go smoothly. And I figured I would just compile the ones that I thought were the most helpful into a video. So yeah, so let's get started. So tip number one is to start early. I don't mean start like 4 or 5 months early. I mean like 2, 3, 4 weeks early, maybe. Definitely don't wait until finals week to start packing up because you'll be so stressed and overwhelmed between cramming for finals, and you'll be exhausted and like having to pack up your stuff. It's gonna be intense. So start packing up early because you don't want to add to the stress of finals week. It's not fun. Tip number 2 is to gradually pack up your stuff and like pack certain things on certain days. So what I did was I made a list of like categories of items that I have to pack up, like bedding, clothes, toiletries, like towels, that kind of stuff. And next to them I wrote down like certain days that I would like pack them up. So like I've decided that I'm only going to pack things up on like Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays because those are my like least busy days during the week. So I figured I would use those days and pack up like certain things each day. Obviously you can only pack up so much when you pack up like early, because you're still using things. But yeah, so like I've started packing up my clothes, so I packed up a lot of my clothes and I just left enough clothes for like 3 weeks because that's how long I have until I move out. But yeah, so tip number 3 is to buy plastic storage bins. I know this may seem counterintuitive because like you're in college, they're gonna take up like a lot of space, and like you should buy things that are like collapsible. Like that seems to make more sense, right? Well, in the long run, it like kind of doesn't because they're sturdier, and a lot of them you're going to be emptying once you move in to your new room in the fall, so you can collapse them like together and put them under your bed until you need them again. But I made the mistake of using like the collapsible like fabric like storage containers, and yeah, that didn't work out very well. The handles like broke. I had to fix handles like multiple times. It was like really crazy. Things were like surprisingly heavy, and that's why the handles broke. Yeah. So I still have them. Like I still kept them, but I'm only gonna use them for like as a last resort type of thing. Like if I run out of plastic, like the storage bins. Also, when you buy storage bins, buy them in varying sizes. So buy a few large ones, a few small ones, but buy mostly like medium-sized ones. Because the medium-sized ones, you're pretty much like guaranteed that they're not going to be super heavy unless you purposely fill them with a lot of heavy things. Yeah, and they're like a good size. So like, because if you buy too many small ones, then you're just going to spend so much money buying, and like because you're gonna have to buy a lot more of them to fit your stuff in, and they waste space essentially. And don't buy too many large ones because they're larger, you're more likely to overfill them and they'll become super heavy super quickly. So yeah, I bought a ton of them. I bought like I think 10 in like the varying sizes, and I've filled up 2 so far. Obviously, because I just started, but yeah. Anyway, so tip number 4 is to organize items into piles when you're packing up. So make a pile of items to donate. a pile for like trash, and a pile of things to keep. In your because your trash pile, you obviously aren't gonna bring it home. It's gonna go right in the dumpster. And your donate pile, a lot of schools do end of the year yard sales where you can sell your stuff that you aren't gonna need to other students who might need them. Yeah. So then into your keep pile, you should like separate that into things that you will need over the summer and things that you won't need until like the fall. Because the things that you won't need in the fall, you can put in the basement or in like the closet at home, because you won't need to get into them. Like you won't need to get into that bucket or whatever you put them in, and like they can stay there until you're ready to move in again. Tip number 5 is to make a practice run home. Like if you live close enough, or if you like have a lot of stuff and you don't have like, and your parents aren't coming to help you, or you don't have help, make a practice run home. That's what I'm doing. I'm going home the weekend of, like the weekend before finals week, which is like Mother's Day weekend, because I want to spend time with my mom, and because I'm going to bring home the majority of my stuff that weekend, so that hopefully I don't need someone else to come like help me pack up, because it's going to be kind of difficult. Yeah, because when I moved in, I filled up my car, and we had to put some things in my dad's truck, and my dad is like going back to work again, so we won't have his truck. So I mean, if I have to, I have other options. Like my grandparents have like their truck and like their car that they could like help me like with, but I want to like see if I can do it like by myself first. Like I only live an hour away, so it's not a huge deal anyway. But so anyway, tip number 6 is to sell back your textbooks, or have a plan on how you're gonna sell back your textbooks before you leave. So here's a little like helpful hint. Don't sell back your things at the bookstore, because you're gonna get way less than you paid for them. Amazon will give you way more, which is what I'm doing. If you want to know how to do it, you can go to Amazon Trade-In. I don't know the exact link, but you can search it on Google. Just search Amazon Trade-In, and it'll come up, and you can type in all the textbooks that you're gonna send back, like that you're gonna sell back. They'll give you the price that they'll give for you, like that they'll like give you on a gift card. You just print out the like packing list, put them in a box, and ship it off using UPS. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna make sure I get a box somehow that's big enough for all my textbooks to fit in, and then tape it up and either like send it through my through the mailroom at the school, or I'll just drop it off on my way home on move out day. That way it's just one less thing that you have to actually like bring home. Tip number 7 is to do your laundry before you move out. I mean, obviously you're gonna have some laundry that you're gonna have to bring home, because you're gonna have like pajamas and like the clothes that like you wore that day or whatever. But if you do, like, you don't want to have to bring home like your whole hamper full of laundry, because you could be using that hamper for like to put other things in, like to carry other things home with. So if you do your laundry before, you can fold them up and put them in your suitcase, and or whatever else you're using to bring your clothes home with, and you can use your laundry hamper or whatever to put other things in. Tip number 8 is to use like whatever you have to pack things with. So like if you have suitcases, backpacks, boxes, no matter how small, if they can fit things in it, pack things into them, because like you want to utilize everything to its fullest potential. So just some last minute things to keep in mind. Some things you will have to pack last minute, so don't expect to like be able to pack everything like before like move out day. Like there are gonna be some things that you have to pack like the morning of, like your like snacks and like food from like your refrigerator if you're bringing those home with you, um, like your toiletries, like toothbrush and that kind of stuff. And like if you have a fish tank at your school, like if you have a fish, you will like obviously you can't pack that up ahead of time because it's a living thing, like Another helpful thing to keep in mind is to make sure you have your RA check your room before you leave, because when you move, if you remember when you moved in, you most likely had to sign a form that said that you like acknowledge that like any damages like were written down, and if there weren't any that were written down, you would tell them within 24 hours of moving in, something along those lines, like your contract type of thing. Um, so if you leave before your RA checks your room and they find something that like you didn't mention or whatever, or like that may have been on the sheet, but it just like may have been like may not have been like as described or whatever. I don't really know how to explain it, but like and then you get sent a bill for like damages. You don't want to get sent a bill for damages because they can be expensive. Um, so just make sure you have an RA check your room before you leave, because you can like explain things like, oh, like no, you told me that like I told you this like on move-in day, like it's right there on the sheet. Like make sure they don't miss anything. Um, Another thing is to clean your room, and I don't mean like deep clean it, like go out and buy like a bunch of cleaning products to like deep clean your room with. I just mean like wipe things down with like at least a disinfectant wipe, like wipe off that layer of dust that's accumulated all year. Like wipe out your microwave, your like mini fridge, that kind of stuff. You don't want to like leave your room super gross because you'll be charged with a cleaning fee. Um, it all depends on the college. I know at least at my school, um, they have people who clean the rooms like before like students move in the fall. Um, but you don't want to leave your room like disgusting because that's gross. Um, and the last thing is to make sure you defrost your mini fridge, like because it's like you once you unplug it and it starts defrosting, there's going to be water everywhere, and so you want to defrost, like start the process of defrosting your fridge 2 days, at least 2 days before you plan on moving out, and make sure you stick a towel, especially in the freezer, um, if you've accumulated ice in it, like I have. Um, yeah, so like you don't want to leave it a mess. You don't want to leave like it with like a bunch of water in it, because you could like they could like have to they could send you a bill for damages to the room, especially if water gets all over the floor and just sits there, because sometimes the people who clean the rooms don't get in there right away, so it's just easier. So anyway, those are my tips and my advice on college move out day. I'm in no way an expert on this topic. Like I said, these are just some hints that I like took from other online sources that I'm going to implement when I move out and that I've already started. Um, so yeah, that's about it, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.